Every day, every hour, someone is building somewhere. A house, a factory, a school, a hospital, a hotel, a church. Old town sites are being demolished to make way for new town centres and a fast-growing population. Never before has building production reached such a high as today. And all this upswing has taken place within the past decade. Thanks to well-planned rationalisation, the building industry has been able to stem rising costs and yet speed production. In this development, compressed air has become a logical complement to new and more effective methods. This is what's happening in Scandinavia.
I came on the site just as they were breaking for lunch. We'd made a little film at Copco, and I wanted to show it to them. I'd been here several times before and knew the site engineer and his men quite well. They were using our equipment, and compressed air was nothing new to them, but they could perhaps use it better. Anyhow, I felt that it would be a change to give them a bit of a show during their lunch break, instead of just making a routine call.
Copco here again.
What's he selling this time?
What's that?
I told them it was a new type of portable film projector.
Does that work by air?
No, but the film in it is all about air. Just look here. We'll start with the compressor. Put it under cover if you like. It'll also help to keep down the noise. It's an expensive piece of equipment, so why not make it work for its keep? And to do that, we must first have a planned air distribution system. An air receiver, naturally, to store and cool the air. A water trap. A pipe mains and riser of light steel piping or plastic hose. And air takeoff points with shut-off cocks on each floor level.
But all buildings aren't alike.
No, and neither need your system be. A planned distribution system has to be made flexible to suit all types of buildings. And here are a few examples of how it can be done. The compressed air line can be led up outside the building. It can be laid around the base, or installed in refuse chutes, lift shafts, or ventilation ducts. And staircases, of course. It can be cast into walls using steel pipe or plastic hose. Either can be used later as a sprinkler system, as they have done in Norway. So with a planned distribution system, you'll make your work easier, just as these opposite numbers of yours elsewhere are finding out.
Shouldn't he have a mask on?
Yes, it's sensible. But this building had exceptionally good ventilation. Now this, of course, is not a planned system. And obviously, neither is this. Why didn't he make his life easier when connecting up can be done so simply?
Is there enough air for all that?
Yes, it's already there for the taking. And that's why we worry about the way you don't use your compressors. You see, every compressor gives a guaranteed air output. But as you never use all tools at the same time, this output is not fully utilized.
We don't use so much air near the end of the job as we do at the start.
No, you don't. And that's why we recommend using 2 smaller compressors rather than 1 large one, giving the same output. In this way, one can be used on another site when the demand drops.
Don't the tools freeze up in those conditions?
Well, I expected that question. These conditions are not ideal for man or machines, but this doser takes care of that problem. But don't try it this way with meths.
I usually work on shuttering. Anything new for that job?
Yeah. And how is air used on precast panelling jobs?
I think the film can answer both questions. No need to tell you what these men are doing and what they are using. You've seen enough of them in your time. But this new type of concrete vibrator, driven by an air motor, is becoming more popular for this type of work. And even where these precast elements are factory-made, compressed air and air tools are used throughout the process to speed up production. But with all element building, whether forming or erection, there are lots of nuts to be run. But not this way. Not when there's air on tap. The same applies for most of the other tasks that come along with precast buildings. Let's have a look at some of these in action. You'll recognize most of them. And this is another machine that you'll be seeing quite a lot of on the sites. It's the Pixie. It's light enough to be hauled around, set up and operated by one man. It drills clean, perfectly round holes from 1 to 9 inches in diameter through reinforced concrete walls, and has already been used with considerable success for other work, such as making holes for piping and ventilation, sampling concrete on airfields, etc. This is what it does to reinforcing rods. And this is the kind of hole it leaves. But whatever the work in building, you'll nearly always find a use for compressed air and the machines it operates. Here's just a cross-section of the countless tasks that crop up in your daily work.
Quite a few.
Yes, and this attractive stone finish was obtained by sandblasting using compressed air.
But couldn't most of the work you've shown us up to now be done with electric tools? What's wrong with them?
There's nothing wrong at all. Electric tools have their given place and applications. But there's a logic in using compressed air tools in building. Now, let me explain. A compressor is used on all building sites anyhow for site preparation and other work. Nothing else will do. But these machines use only a fraction of its total capacity. Now, it's common sense then that a compressor can be an expensive item if not fully utilized.
But air tools cost more, don't they?
No. In the long run, they're cheaper than electric tools of equal power because fewer parts mean low maintenance costs. They develop more power weight for weight. They can't be damaged by overloading or stalling. They're unaffected by water. And they're safer too. I would have liked to show them more, but they had to get back to their work. I felt that the visit had been worthwhile. And anyhow, there'd be other opportunities.
Atlas Copco are constantly finding better machines and methods for putting compressed air to work for the building industry. You, who are part of it, can help in developing these with your ideas and your experience.